Welcome back, last golan-globus theater of the year, and my God, after fucking just up, we put ourselves through the ringer.
12 pages of notes for this for each movie we've done this month.
This month, so like
this one page
these
and a half.
fingers work to the bone. I'm literally pointing at Murray with just the bone, the bone finger. Because I was working that hard on these fucking notes over the last few episodes. And today, some sweet retreat. We're celebrating. We're in between two major holidays. So, of course, we're relaxing with a nice 90-minute, easy Italian. There's maybe like 80 lines of dialogue in this movie.
Yeah.
There's barely any talking. A lot of synth work. Very, very soothing to me.
It was. It kind of lulled you.
It really did. I was worried at first. I was like, how are we going to do anything
I
with
didn't know
this
it was
movie?
the synth or was I always. This is what I mean. I think I'm on record. I love cheesy Italian rip-off movies, but this is the problem I have with them is that I always remember the batshit crazy stuff. I never remember the boring lulls in between all the batshit crazy stuff. So,
how many boring lulls would you say were in this movie?
Well, there was a lot of just. Was there a plot to this movie?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't pick up on that.
They're doing kind of a that first glimpse you see of Space Odyssey where the monkeys are, beating brains together. They're like going a step above that.
Beating brains together?
Are skulls, bashing skulls with bones and everything, and they discover the club, and then they find the monolith or whatever. They're kind of going a step beyond that, so we're still dealing with a really dumb civilization. We just got like all the
Stone
cavemen.
Age, yeah.
Yeah. And there's the whole ruling tribe, woman ruler. Hello, 2020. Let's put a feature. Let's remake this movie. But plot. But yeah, so we got the ruling class, and they have convinced the idiots that they make the sun rise, just like how Trump has convinced his followers that he makes the Trump rise, the sun rise. That's kind of the plot. They got to take down this false god.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. It's like the prophecy, the hero's journey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mel Gibson would be all over this.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure this smells of Mel.
It's a smell.
It's a smell movie.
Smell.
Okay, we were talking about loitering scenes or not pandering.
A lot of just walking around. But then again, so Lord of the Rings, that's just a lot of walking around too.
Yeah.
And that made $1 billion.
Beautiful scenery when they were walking around.
Well, what I could see of it.
Oh, well, I meant in Lord of the Rings, but in this movie, yeah. What is it with this director and his style?
Well, I mean, Lucio Fulci, I think he's more known more for like zombie splatter films. I mean, I would say his most famous is Zombie 2, which has everyone knows the zombie fighting the shark. He was in a fucking commercial for TVs, the zombie fighting the shark.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I still haven't seen this scene. I meant to watch it.
Yeah, it's a real life shark. Poor thing's probably drugged or some shit.
That's why I didn't. No, I at first I was like, oh, I gotta watch that, and then you said it's a live shark, and I said, never mind, I'm not gonna watch that. Italians and live animals.
They didn't kill it.
I don't care.
But yeah, it's funny because it's a schlock. This guy has no talent at all, but he makes entertaining movies. Like you want to watch him because it's like John DeHart or
I feel like this movie gets a fundamental thing right though, and that's what I like about it. Like it's a simple. I like the characters, and there's even some twists that I didn't expect. I really enjoyed it.
Well, I hear people go on like this guy's a genius. I'm like, what? Really? I don't see that, but then again, I think Commissioner Van's a genius for Samurai Cop. So
I think he's
different taste.
I think he's a guy who makes the Kraft macaroni and cheese, follows the box directions to a T, unlike everybody else who just mixes up the quantities in whatever order they fucking want, and they come out with this awful mac and cheese. He comes out with a normal mac and cheese, where you're still like, this isn't that good actually, but it's it's edible.
It's very workman-like craft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of these directors, that was their thing. This was their job. They weren't an auteur. They weren't like put on earth to change the way we think about life. They were like, I like making movies. Yeah. I need to make money.
I really
Here's a script. Here's a check. I'll have this in 2 weeks.
It's like some of our favorite novels, where it's our favorite novels, the men novels and everything.
Yeah,
men's literature, where they were like, even my PKD, he was just pumping out the books.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. It's just like entertaining people like us.
I think about that a lot nowadays because everybody overthinks everything.
Everybody's got to have the great American novel now.
It's like
the new twist. Like what? Like everyone's got to like. It's like with comic books. Everyone's got to have Watchmen. They can't just write a good, solid story. I was
reading Lords of Misery. The new Powell book came out. Mm-hmm. We're talking comics here, folks. And I read it. It's simple. It's easy to get. Fun character. Like there's a couple new characters at it. Well, at least new to me. Enjoyed the shit out of it. Just good stuff. Yeah. I didn't put it down. I just read right through it in one sitting.
Absolutely nothing wrong with being entertaining.
I don't get it. I don't know why everybody's overthinking AEW. All they do is overthink every single fucking match and have 9 endings to each one. Wonder Woman, 2.5 hours. Why? It's probably...
There's no reason why any movie about Wonder Woman has to be 2.5
unless
hours. Any superhero.
Unless an hour of it is her listening to a Golan-globus Theater mini Tippy Tap episode and just enjoying it. Because then everybody in the movie will be enjoying it as well.
Listening to our
Wonder Woman,
the Linda Carter Wonder Woman.
That you know what? That's why it's an hour and a half. The real movie is an hour and a half.
I can't even remember. Was that the one that had the cowboy who gambled?
Yes.
Yes.
That's where it came from.
Yes. Do yourself a favor, people. Do not watch Wonder Woman. Go back and
Wonder
listen.
Woman 1984.
1984. Go back and listen to our episode on Wonder Woman 1979 or whatever it was.
Yes. The original.
And we did that probably in an hour.
We did that in an hour. 2 episodes, right? No, it was one. They were 40 minutes. I forgot. Those 70s Marvel shows. I like those. I would enjoy watching 2 of those as opposed to one modern comic movie. I mean, for real. Just don't like them. Too long. Too boring. Bad villains. I wonder, who's the villain supposed to be in this movie?
Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
I believe it's Cheetah.
I don't even know. I'm not.
I think that's the only villain I can think of that Wonder Woman has. It's this woman that's like a cheetah.
Yeah,
she's fast.
Woman cheetah. I mean, that
much like the dog men in this movie.
Sounds good.
We have.
Yeah, we should go back to this movie. But the other thing that Fulci, Fulci,
Fulci.
Like Fulci. But I was trying to get you to bring up the fact that he likes to put on, like, you know, we did Penitentiary 3, which had all kinds of fog in it.
I didn't think any movie could abuse the fog machine worse than Penitentiary 3. But no, Fulci goes full Fulci on the fog.
Just like Penitentiary 3.
I don't think the movie The Fog uses much fog as Fulci uses in this
I watched
movie.
that a few years ago. No. The Fog has less fog than this movie or Penitentiary 3.
Yes, it's almost like Fulci wanted to... I think we're not giving him enough credit. We just said he just wants to entertain. I think this is a very cerebral movie because he wants to make a movie that's difficult to watch. Physically difficult because if you don't have the fog, he points the camera directly at the sun.
Yes.
Like he actually, like, it's like right in the middle of the screen, the sun is like blaring in your eyes.
Again, it's building off the whole prophecy, the God character. But what I didn't like about some of these scenes, because he's already got some kind of filter on there that just makes everything look kind of scummy.
Right.
And I think he's trying to build up this dirty fucking world where it's just like dog eat dog kind of world, you
Literally,
know?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. But the other thing I really...
This is on Tubi, by the way, if anyone wants to watch it.
Yeah, Tubi, or if you're a Prime member, you can go watch it on there. But what really bothered me was all the underground, super dark scenes. This is a trapdoor, pitfall type week here.
I swear this cave is in every single Italian movie we've done. I swear that's the Your Cave. It looks the same. I always recognize that cave.
And if you skipped over our recent Tippy Tap on the Spider-Man, he falls into a cave too. Like the same cave.
There was a lot of parallels. Yeah,
exactly.
You go listen to the Spider-Man.
Yeah. We've already, gone off track here several times. So, yeah, Fulci, we got some interesting characters in this movie. It's very quiet. We're going to have to add a lot of the details here, and we're great at that. That's what we're best for. Right. Very quick fights, so we'll be able to do those to a T.
Exactly.
And also, bone nunchucks. How'd you feel about that?
Yeah, I like them, man. Yeah. I think I made a better version of nunchucks when I was a kid with some broomsticks and a clothesline. But that's the charm of these movies.
It is.
It's just literally on a shoestring budget.
So I'm sure there's a trailer out there. We found the soundtrack.
Yes, there's a trailer. There's got to be a trailer.
We found the soundtrack, so there's got to be a trailer out there.
So why don't you guys just enjoy that trailer right now? We'll see on the other side for some more Conquest.
From a place beyond time comes a terrifying challenge beyond imagination. Conquest. Two men join forces in a struggle for power in a realm of fear. Conquest. An act of courage to conquer the Queen of Darkness. They faced the armies of evil to win the weapons of light. Feel the power. Accept the challenge of Conquest.
All right, welcome back. Hopefully that trailer was tolerable. I don't know what.
You know what? It probably was awful because remember, Italian trailers are always just sound effects.
It's just sound effects, so I probably shortened it.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it yet.
Probably just a lot of
It's a post thing. But Murray, I couldn't figure out how this movie opened up.
It was foggy.
It was foggy, and then there's characters that are like not quite there. This is
I didn't pick up on that, but maybe because there was the fog, you thought they weren't quite there.
No, they weren't. They're literally like holograms.
I didn't notice that at all.
Because when the scene ends, they just fade away.
I don't know. I don't know about that. All I know is, yes, there's some kind of ceremony or ritual going on where, like, at the shoreline, and it's like the classic boy to man type ritual. You know,
Yep.
we see
Coming of age type deal. Yeah.
We see our hero Ilias, who's a young boy, and he's being sent off because he's been prophesized that he's going to, I believe, stop Okran, the witch.
Oh, what? It was a prophecy that led him on this journey? I thought he was just like, Dad, I got to go get laid.
I think you're right. I think it was very vague, but it was like he needed to go out and like do something and become a man, basically. I think you're right. There wasn't like something he specifically had to do.
Yeah, Dad literally told him, like, you know what it was? I watched this just a little while ago. It's coming back. It's coming back. Dad said, you need to go on this journey to become a man so you can come back and lead the tribe. Because Dad, he's looking like fucking Santa Claus is on his last limb here. You know, he's about to go out the back door. He's about to die and fall in a chimney. So he's like, I need you to go be a man, get laid, and shoot some shit with this sweet-ass fucking bow and arrow.
Right. We see it's, I guess he was like the hero of their tribe, Kronos.
Yeah.
He was the original owner of this bow and arrow. It's very important to their tribe.
Very important.
And it's a magical bow, which we'll learn about later. And he's like, go off, son, get your dick wet.
Yeah. He gets out 3 arrows, and he's like, once you become a man, you'll be able to shoot it properly. Is that a jizz reference?
Probably. Well, the arrows do go everywhere.
Those arrows are erratic.
So, yeah, we might be onto something there. So he goes off on the journey.
Yeah.
Jeff.
This is, again, why I call them holograms. They just kind of fade away, and then we're just staring at the beach, and then the credits come rolling over with the tide. And some sweet synth music. Yep, Murray, you're doing a great synth there.
I've learned from the best, John Carpenter.
John
He
Carpenter.
taught me how to make voice synth.
Boom.
So he's just out on the plains. He's just footloose and fancy free, and he comes across... Or no, he doesn't come across anything.
He doesn't come across. Audience
We
is just
come
seeing-
across.
Yeah, audience comes across
No
this.
pun intended. We don't come across.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we see these cave people. They're very primitive. It's very bizarre because there's very primitive people and then very, like, a little more evolved people.
Slightly more evolved. The more evolved people are the ones that are following Okran.
Less evolved, following Okran. They're more like the cave people.
You think so? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, our boy Ilias is the more evolved like culture
All right.
because he shaves.
Because he shaves.
Or I don't think he's even old enough to shave. He
He's
looks like
not
a
old enough
sweet
to
young
shave.
boy.
Yeah, he
And
is a
we
sweet young boy.
see this naked woman. Well, what's up with all these sexy witches? I thought witches were supposed to be ugly. We saw the sexy witches from Beastmaster.
Yeah.
And they witches are butterfaces, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
the face, put the bag on, put the mask on it, and then it's all great.
Yeah, for sure.
So she's up on top of this mountain. We got these great looking like chimpanzee wooden masks we see that her hench wear.
Really good costumes and masks in this. I did really like that.
And then we see these dog men. They're like Wookiees that like are her minions. And she's doing this ritual. Like you said, like Trump, she makes these people believe that she rises. Every morning she goes out and she claims that she's making the sun rise.
Yep.
And she's chanting.
She doesn't even have to, again, not a lot of dialogue in this movie, so she's not even chanting in a language that they can understand. She's just using some, like when the evangelicals do like their...
Speaking in tongues.
Oh. She's kind of doing that, but it's a little more flirtatious.
It makes sense because she's got the snakes, too. She takes up serpents.
Snakes of the divine.
So, yeah, she's got these rubes fooled. She's laughing inside her head. She's just like...
Yeah, we go down and we actually get to see the rubes, and they got knotted up hair, and they paint their faces white with, like, red streaks over it, and they're playing in the mud, and they're filth and shit, and they're fucking, and they're just...
garbage.
They're just garbage
people. It's to the point where you don't feel what bad for what's going to happen to them. Because the beast men, the dog men, they run into their cave. And they go to the dad, I guess, of the group.
Yeah, well, I guess he's the elder, and he came out to like calm them down and be like, "Hey guys, it's okay."
Because they're ripping women's clothes off.
Yeah.
They're
like, these ladies are down to fuck. We've been fucking all day. They're down to fuck. Just take it easy, one at a time. Or well, some of them are into multiple at a time, but just take it easy. And they're just like, "Bitch." Again, we're adding the detail here. They don't speak in this scene. There's groaning and moaning. And you hear some.
Well, the dog man's like, because they're coming for their tribute. I think the dog man.
Yes.
And they're like, all we have is this, these beets and turnips. He's like, fuck that. We don't want that. We want woman flesh. And he's like, I can't offer that. And then he just he scalps the fucking old dude. The brain is fucking exposed. That's a Fulci move.
Old dude's like, I got a pretty sweet butthole. You can have it. And the guy's like, I don't
go that way.
I know you've been eating those turnips. I'm not getting in there. So, yeah, he scalps them, and we got that nice exposed brain, zombie style,
Right. Apparently, no skull. Cavemen had no skull. That's why they died off, Chris. Neanderthal died off because they had no skull. They had exposed brain underneath that skin.
So we get him. He just pops a straw in there, slurps it up. I actually know he cuts the head off, and he's going to take it home to Okran, right?
Yeah. But before that, well, no, he doesn't. He leaves the old guy.
Oh, he leaves.
They grab the woman.
That's right. They grab the woman,
and then they rip her in half.
This scene was a little much for me.
This is very Fulci right here. Very gory.
Because the bone cracking noise, all too real for me, and they just have like one leg in the shot. And so it's got that fucking wrestling quality to it, where you're just seeing what they want you to see, and it looks like it could be painful. Yeah. And then they add that noise in there.
It's like they're doing a wishbone thing on this.
Exactly. So I was like, oh, no, I can't do it.
And they just split her right up the middle, and then they take her head.
Yes, you're right.
And they bring it back to Okran.
And so we get to see Okran for a second time. Before, she was wearing her ceremonial best outside to raise the sun. Now she's wearing her ceremonial better. She's naked, except for her helmet.
She has her spiked loincloth.
Oh, that's right. She does have that weird like thong where the front is like reptile skin with spikes projecting out of it.
She's got the little mosquito bite boobs, but they're nice. And played by Sabrina Ciani, who was in a lot of Italian movies, basically because she would get naked.
Okay.
So, she does. Apparently, it's a ritual where she likes to eat the brains. Because she pulls out her tomahawk and crunches into the woman's head.
Yeah, there's some kind of power she gets from it, and maybe that's what helps her bring the sun up.
Well, she does get visions from the brain. That is,
she's tripping on brains.
Well, yeah, because that's what I didn't get. Because then the Wolfmen was it brains or was it cocaine? Because they had a bowl of something and they had straws and they were sucking in and blowing it into each other's noses.
Yes, that was interesting. They had Lord of the Rings style pipes, they're always smoking out of those fucking long stemmed curved pipes. They had this kind of shit. But you're right. Because I was like, I was very confused about this movie going right off the bat.
If we could actually see what was happening on the screen, we could tell.
Well, he's trying to convey to us this is a Purple Haze kind of situation here. There's just drugs everywhere, party, rock and roll. Well, there's no rock and roll, but there's definitely partying. We're eating brains. We're having crazy hallucinogenic trips here.
Right,
it's a good time.
So, like, one of the beast men blows some sweet coke into Okran. She's got a hole right in her mask just for that.
Yep.
And she just starts tripping. She's writhing with snakes on her body.
Oh my God, she's just having a good time, and she starts moaning, and it's just slowly building up, and then we start kind of getting into what she's seeing, and she's seeing this curly-haired little twink of a man.
No face.
No face. Coming out of the fog, straight out of Penitentiary 3, and she's probably worried that it's the Midnight Thud. How many times do you think she's dreamed
I
of
was
him?
worried through the whole movie. I was waiting for the Midnight Thud to pop up at any minute because there's so much billowing smoke.
A couple scenes I saw an orange in the background, and I was like, oh, I see what we're doing here. I see it. No Midnight Thud in this movie, everybody. No
Sorry,
thud.
guys.
Sorry.
So, yeah, she's haunted by this prophecy that she will die at the hands, because she get in her vision, she gets shot in the heart by the magic Kronos' bow and arrow. So she's like fucking freaking out, you know. She's coming down off the high, and she's freaking now. She's like, "Get me my orange juice, get me my chocolate bars."
She's having a bad trip. Yeah, get the orange juice, get the fucking chocolate bars,
and she's like, "And kill that man with the bow and arrow."
All right, so we cut to. We're done with Okran for right now. We're out on the plains again, and we got a peasant and it's hanging out. Nearly gets bit by a snake, and
sexy little peasant girl.
Just a little peasant girl. And it just so happens that the snake was getting ready and very hard target-esque, doesn't catch it, flings one of its arrows right through its head. It was jumping out to get her.
Yeah, our man Ilias pops up.
Yeah.
And he apparently he's a master of Kronos' bow and arrow now, because he right through the head.
I mean, I guess he had nothing else to do but walk, so he's probably been practicing that bow and arrow pretty hard.
With
and
those 3 arrows he has.
We don't know how long it's been since the whole weird hologram on the beach scene, so who knows?
And then they have a little meet cute, and she giggles and runs away. She's like, "Hey, wait! I saved your life. Can you suck my dick?"
Yeah, he's like, "I know the score. This is like the ass grass or whatever for the trucker code, you know?
Ass grass or gas.
Yeah,
no
ass
one rides
gas
for free.
Exactly. And so he's like, "Come on, I know what this means, and my dick's hungry. I'm ready for a brunette."
Oh, okay. Or whatever, she had white hair because she had the shit in her hair.
That's right. She had the shit in her hair.
She looked like Bo Derek with the fucking little cornrows there and the beads. And she knows the deal. She's been around a few times, so she knows the deal. So she plays hard to get. And she takes off.
I like this because we're gonna learn, and if you go and watch this movie now, you'll know. Whenever you see the reeds, you need to be aware. You got to read the room.
Is that the omen?
Read the reeds.
Read the reeds.
Because, it just so happens that all the fucking beastmen hang out in the reeds. There's like a whole race of beastmen who just live in the reeds.
They've been sent out by Okran to get rid of this guy.
That's right.
So he's got a fucking raging blue balls right now. So it's like, I mean, you can't function. You got blue balls. So he's like, and they just jump up. Fortunately for him, he crumbles down with the blue balls. Arrows fly right over his head.
Yeah. He's always eluding these darts. These are like little darts. But he manages to avoid a few. He gets up. He shoots. Again, 3 arrows. So he takes out one guy, shoots,
He
misses
probably
a
had a
couple
jank
more.
quiver full, but he wasted them on just fucking around and shit.
Yeah, probably like fired him off into like a canyon or something, you know.
Trying to shoot an apple out of a tree.
There we go.
And so, yes, he runs immediately out of arrows.
So he smart enough, takes off running because he's got no hand-to-hand combat skills. We know this. We look at him, we're like, you can't do shit.
Yeah, I can't do anything.
You can't do shit.
And then out of nowhere, a real man appears.
Ilias gets tripped up,
Yeah.
and hit all the beastmen like surround him. They got him. We're like, oh wow, this was quick. They're gonna get him, take him right to her.
Right.
But no, we get a real man, like you said.
Right. Yeah, looking like a young Fabio. We got our man Mace, the real hero, with his bone chucks, his nunchucks made out with bones, and he's like, wow, wow, wow. He's like slapping the shit out of them with them, beating up all these fucking beasts. He's got a little marking on his forehead.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was just like, my God, this guy is reminding me of our hero a couple weeks ago. Last week, was it?
A couple
weeks ago. Like, this is reminding me of Beastmaster already. And, we'll get into that a little bit later, but, yeah, he's having a good time. He's chucking people. They're barely fucking...
I love all these... It looked like an AEW match because all of these dog men were like on trampolines, like flying over him.
That's a good call.
And it was like a gymnastics display, but he's holding his own. He's just fucking up these beast dudes.
A lot of flips. Again, we've already had a few heads ripped off. You usually get a scene or two of like a limb being broken or him like crushing a skull or something. So a lot of good shit like that happening here.
And he takes them all out.
Yep.
And then the guy, Ilias, is like, wow, thank you, He's like, I noticed that sign on your head. What does that mean? He's like, it means every man is an enemy. Pretty deep, Griff.
Yeah. And so he has, Mace has scooped up Ilias and taken him to a nice corner of wherever the fuck they are. And he's calmly, like, he's got a nice fire set up and everything. And he's just fingering that bow, Kronos' bow. And so Ilias is like, I really got to thank you for saving me. He's like, I didn't save you. I saved this beauty right here. He recognizes the craftsmanship. He's like, this is Kronos' bow, isn't it? What is a twink like you doing with Kronos' bow?
But he does have some sense of honor because he's like, look, I'm not going to take this from you, but I want you to teach me how to use it. Can you do that?
Yeah. Because he could take him easily.
Right, yeah.
He already had a dozen opportunities to. Oh,
so they're standing around the campfire, and then where did the eagle come into play? He just all of a sudden you see Mace fondling an eagle in his hand.
Yeah,
injured eagle. Once again, it takes us back to Beastmaster, like you said, Griff.
Yeah.
Was it the Boz? I don't know.
I couldn't recognize this one. It was too dark and foggy. You think the screaming eagle hairstyle would just shine through anything, but no, it proves wrong.
So he just puts a poultice something on the head of the eagle, immediately healed, flies away. We learn that Mace hates humans, but he loves animals.
Yeah,
and he would never ever kill an animal.
No?
People, fuck you. I'll kill a motherfucker for looking at me the wrong way, which we learn later on.
Yes.
And so, at least we know he has a code. He's a Beastmaster. Speaking of Beast, Griff, Beast returned back to Okron.
Yeah, they got some bad news for her. That guy, kind of a bitch. But this other guy who's hanging out with him now, got googly eyes for Ilias. He's kind of awesome.
I think Ilias got googly eyes for Mace. I mean,
yeah?
He was checking. I think what the whole journey is that Dad kind of realized Ilias is a little light in the loafers, and he, some people, now we're in a more evolved state, Griff, you accept your gay son. But back in the olden days, you're like, I want you to get out and get laid. And you're like, Dad, I am who I am. Get laid.
I need to have grandkids?
Yes. And especially back then, because we died at like 20 or some shit. So I think that's what it was. The journey, the man's journey, was to grow out of this phase you're in and get a wife.
He was just hoping he'd go across all kinds of villages and just impregnate a bunch of people, probably.
And, look, if you're a guy like Ilias and you're looking at a guy like Mace, you're just like, no, I'm sorry, Dad. I am who I am. So that's my takeaway from it. And so Okron, she's like, oh my God, she's getting furious. She's like, I need to fucking kill that faceless kid, that twink.
The beasts bring up, that bow and arrow you've been telling us about, the one from your dreams. Motherfucker's got it.
Sweet as all hell, man.
It's badass. Like it's like ivory, and the string on it is stringy. It's so powerful.
The string on it is stringy. It's very stringy.
These are beastmen. I gotta talk like they would.
Well, they gotta make that. It's very stringy.
Oh my God!
So we cut to this guy, just like a caveman, just got a pig. He finally
it looks like one of the fucking guys from Lord of the Rings, one of the hobbits. He's all fucking furred, like hair, like he's got the beard, but then he's got also lots of hair just growing on his face.
He's bothering nobody. He's happy. He's been starving. He finally caught a little pig.
Yeah.
We see a fucking arrow go right in his heart, and we're like, holy shit, the dogman must be back. No, our hero Mace just murders this guy.
Just murder.
Because he wants the pig.
Because he wants the pig. So who's the real animal? Is it Mace or is it these other fuckers? Because I don't know. I was like, what the fuck is this guy?
Well, this is called how you get. This is how you get around the hypocrisy, because it's like I have ethical issues with the slaughterhouses, but it doesn't stop me from eating meat either. So if someone else is killing the meat, this was Mace's rationale.
Yeah.
If someone else kills animals, I can eat that animal.
Yeah. Because Ilias is even asking him about it. He's like, "Why are you such a friend to animals?" And he's like, "Well, it's like when you see a dog in a movie. It's the only person you end up cheering for. I'm just sympathetic towards them. But man, who the fuck cares? Like, kill or be killed. I mean." I don't know what else
to me. I agree with it too. So,
yeah, and he's like, "But you're eating meat right now." He's like, "I didn't kill it." He literally just shrugged at him with, "I didn't kill it." And it looks like they got some greasy ass chicken bones or something. It was such a weird scene.
So they're like, "Well, let's just hit the hay."
Yeah, they hear like a snarling. He's like, I hear something. And Ilias is just like, "Look, I've been walking amongst you people, because where did Ilias come from? I'm pretty sure the hologram meant he came from the heavens, and he's got this god's bow. So I think it's supposed to be like an Odyssey type thing, Hercules or whatever. Was it
Odysseus?
Odysseus, yeah. So
that's the name Odyssey.
Yeah, yeah. But
no, I mean Hercules. Yeah, he had his like trials he had to do as well.
Yeah, but
as we learned in our award-winning Hercules episode,
of course,
yes,
that was too long ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
So what I'm seeing here is he's just like, "Don't worry about it, Mace. I bet it was just an animal because they smelled the delicious food."
And he's like, "I like animals, so I'm not worried anymore."
Yeah. Mace, who is a man of the world, who's a war veteran, who's survived so long this horrible world of just dog eat dog. He's like, "You know what? Probably right. Let's hit the hay." Every time people sleep in this movie, something horrible happens.
And they have no trouble sleeping like that.
Never. It's like they pick up Ayn Rand book and read 3 sentences. They're out. They're done. They're like, "I'm sick of this woman and her. I'm sick of this woman and her prophetic writings. I'm just gonna go to sleep for the next 9 hours."
So then, and that's what they do. But little do they know, the Beastmen are there, and they get some brambles or something. They set on fire. They
get some bramble, and they go up to the cave fire, and they throw it in there, which starts this huge inferno in the cave. And so our guys just wake up and they go, "Oh shit, a large fire.
Let's go the other way."
But then they fall
in a pit. Yeah.
In a pit, which again,
a lot of falling in pits in this movie too.
Theme of the week: falling in a pit.
Yeah, because they fall in a pit, and the Beastmen, for some reason, I think one of them falls down. They kill him or something.
So one of them goes to the edge of the pit to look down in it and just see what they caught, and Ilias looks up and arrows one of them, so he falls down, and that's how they get.
So the rest of the Beastmen stay up there. They're going to wait him out, and so like we just said, almost died 5 seconds ago. Like, well, let's got nothing better to do. Why don't we just go take a nap? So they just lie down. I think you'd be like, "How are we going to get the fuck out of here?"
I know, no panic at all. They're just like, "Well, I'm tired, and falling in a pit really makes me sleepy." He's like, "Yeah, I cracked that Ayn Rand book. Let's go to bed."
Fortunately, the Ayn Rand book made it with him.
Yes.
He put it in his loincloth. So they're snoozing, getting some shut eye. You got to get, when you're in a dog eat dog world, you got to get sleep when you can get it, Griff. So
this is
that's
true.
Probably why they're doing
This
it.
is true. But again, anytime you're sleeping, something bad's got to happen.
Yes,
so
we have our second snake attack.
Yep.
Although the very lethargic python starts going towards Ilias.
Yep. And he's not a man of the animals, so he wakes up and he shrieks a little bit.
Yes.
And Mace just very calmly wakes up, and he's just like, "You're afraid of a snake?" So he busts out his bone chucks, and he starts whipping them in a pattern that creates a noise. And like a dog whistle, it charms the snake.
Wow.
And the snake just turns itself into a pretzel, untangles itself, and then just shoots right back through the hole it came in on.
Right, yeah.
It was amazing. And they realize as the snake is going through the little snake hole that there's glistening sunlight coming off of him.
Right. And so that for some reason that tells you, oh, this is just it's like peanut brittle wall. They just break the wall.
It's the wall from Total
Recall.
Recall.
I was going to tell you that. They open it up, and we see like a nuclear reactor, a glacier. fucking handprint, the alien handprint thing. But they don't know. They can't understand this. They're cavemen. So they just walked all through that.
Yeah.
They could have changed the atmosphere of the planet they're on if Mace had just put his hand in that print.
That could have been the monolith scene for this movie where they find the fucking monolith. But I like this because then we see them discover that this wall is, like you said, peanut butter brittle or whatever. Just got to crack through it, that delicious peanut buttery exterior. And we go outside where we're watching a man who has killed like a goat or a cow or something.
No, it was like a goat or a sheep. Yeah,
it looked like it was really big, and then it suddenly looked really small in the next scene. But we're watching another goblin man getting ready to enjoy a nice fucking meaty supper, and I was like, oh god damn it, goat man, you better run for the fucking hills because something bad's about to happen. Sure enough, our heroes burst through a wall, see this goat man. They fucking run over, they strangle him.
No, I think they let him go.
They did.
let him go. But
I was filled with
because
that.
they wanted to steal. Like, so they go tee and they like run off.
Yeah,
they throw a rock like in a direction. That guy looks the other way, and they.
Okay, I was gonna say, did they do like a bear noise and echo it off a rock? And the guy was like, "Oh my god, I'm not gonna fight a bear for this fucking thing." Oh, but yeah, they steal his dinner and they run away. And again, it's just like no big deal because he killed it. It's a loophole. That's how it works.
So Mace is like, "Look, I got a place where we can chill out for a while, hide out.
Yeah,
because I got a broad in every village." And so we're going to take you to this one. So we find another cave village, and lo and behold, it's the same village that little sexy little cave girl from earlier.
Yeah.
And
it's a small world.
And Mace is like, "Look, I got a special little lady in this. She thinks I'm the only one."
Yeah, he starts shouting out. He's like, "Ozza, get the fire ready! I got a fucking goat for everybody."
And he's like, "Look, Ilya, she ain't much to look at.
Yeah,
but she can suck the fucking chrome off a bumper." And he's like, "If you want to try her, go ahead."
I love this. He's like, "If you want to get in on that, fuck yeah, man, go for it."
It's good, primo shit. I don't know. See, like this now. This is playing in my theory because he's like, I don't know about that.
Your theory is about to be fucking thrown in the fire, though.
No, I don't know about that. We'll get to that. And so he's like, I don't know. They could. And he's like, hey, whatever, dude. I'm fucking this whole village later on. You want in on it? You can do that. If not, you can watch.
So again, like Murray said, there just so happens to be that woman he met earlier and saved from the snake. So we go into the cave. Everyone's sitting around the fire. They're eating. They just got like chunks of meat and bones that they're
Fred Flintstone.
Yeah,
Brontosaurus burger.
And we're looking at all of our characters, but we're mainly looking at between two because Uza, who's the girl that he saved, and then you have Ilias making googly eyes with each other. And
he's trying to. He doesn't know what he's feeling.
You're trying to make him gay. You're just trying so hard. You want to see this.
You're like what Ilias looks like.
You're like, I really want this hero to be I
don't want it. I'm calling a spade a spade. Is what I'm doing. You're doing the opposite. You're trying.
No, man. You're being one of the coastal Karens. You're trying to make.
You're just saying that because you relate to what happens later on. So, like you said, she's like. Once again, he's such a hopeless loser. She's got to take the initiative, and she's like, "Well, how do you get a man hot, Grip? You blow in his face.
Yeah, you get over him when he's sleeping. Because again, we're going to sleep, so you know everything good is about to happen here." And she gets over him, all fours, right on top of him, probably rubbing up on him. She starts blowing in his face.
He's like, Mace, and she's like, what?
Again, interjecting just to make him gay. And so he wakes up and he's just like, your breath smells like dog shit. It's so hot. I mean, literally hot. You have hot breath. Yeah. But she's like, I know a quiet part of the cave that I would like to take you to. And the moonlight is just perfect.
Well, if we could see it, there's so much fog.
Well, they have fog eyes. They can see through the fog. We don't have fog eyes, you know?
I don't have fog eyes. You're right.
So she leads him over to that quiet moonlit corner. Nice John DeHart, shot scene. He did the perfect lighting in here. And, she grabs his hand because he's too much of a dunce and starts putting it on her breast. And she's like,
do you feel a bobble lump anywhere?
Like, this feel good?
You're playing into my theory. And he's like, he's just, you could tell he's just what is that?
Is it a sandbag?
And so we're like, okay, I guess you're getting ready to fuck. Well, I'm
so
not thinking that.
you didn't see what I saw here.
Well, explain to me. What did you say?
Because I saw a boy having his first wet
Nocturnal
dream.
emissions.
Yes, nocturnal emissions. He was about to have a schizoid embolism. He was so excited. He was.
I don't know. I'm still jealous of that because I've never had that. But yeah, well, he said I'm not denying that. It's just what was he thinking about while he was having it is what I'm thinking.
Well, we see that.
I think he's thinking about May so he can get through the whole situation with Uza.
Maybe.
Because Uza, she takes command, obviously. She's the dominant one in this scenario.
Maybe he goes both ways. He just likes someone who takes control of things.
Someone just touches the dick. He's
Yeah.
fine with.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's a young man. He doesn't, he's never experienced these feelings
I mean, he's
before.
living amongst people just fucking the mud, so why not? Murray.
When in the mud goes the mud people do.
But we actually hear a thud, and now
Not a midnight thud, just a regular
just
thud.
a regular thud, everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, we cut, and now Uzo is not there, and he is still just fondling a breast that is not there, and then we hear some screams and shit, and so he's like, what the fuck? And I don't even think he makes it back because I think. Does he just get attacked right here, or does he make it back over to the cave?
I think he gets attacked, yeah.
He gets attacked right here, and then he cries out. Maybe this plays into your bromance here with Mace, because the first thing he does is go, Mace, save me! So
Exactly. Mace hops up. He notices everybody's dead.
well, Mace also was fucked up, too.
Yeah.
He was, like, bleeding. He's been getting cut up, and he's just sleeping through it. He's a hard sleeper, man.
Right. And he's like, ooh, thank God I at least fucked him before this happened. So he's just like, oh, I guess it's my time to leave. Because then he hears that, Mace!
Yeah, they just, like, bonk him on the head to knock him out for a while, and they're like, yeah, it'll be fine. We don't need to kill this clear badass with this fucking sweet-ass scar on his head. We've seen him murder our kind before. He's got these bone chucks. Like, who gives a shit? Just bonk him out.
So the dogmen, they're hauling away Ilias. They walk... What would you say, Griff? About 100 yards before they stop to rest? It's like...
Look, man, they started early, so they're gonna rest early. You know, they were there at the crack of dawn, so I makes
So
sense.
they walk about 100 yards away. Fortunately, that's enough for Mace to commune with his birds, which were the cheapest looking. You could have taken your hands and made like a shadow puppet of a bird that would look more realistic than these birds that they were using, like on a string.
Did you ever see like this was bad? Did you see or happen to see clips of that Birdemic movie?
No, I mean I know of it, but I've never watched
Because they
it.
use the same technology in Birdemic and
Just bird puppets.
it's like bird puppets, but they used a bad green screen effect too to do the background. So that shit ended up being even worse. But it reminded me of that because the birds were so fucking bad.
So Mace, if Mace just looked down, he could actually see where these. They're 100 yards away. He could see them, but he sees them through the bird's eyes.
Yes, of course.
And he's like, "Okay, I got them. I know where they are." Meanwhile, the dogmen stop to rest. They've been walking for what, 5-6 minutes?
Again, it's been okay. All that time it took them, they probably maybe did a little, I'm sorry, but this is caveman days. They did a little raping, probably, a little pillaging, you know. They probably snuffed out a couple fires.
Probably
Like
snorted up some coke.
They
Some of that coke
definitely
they did.
probably wanted to stop and do a little smoke and toke, you know. They want to toke up a little bit. That's
That makes sense. You're right.
Yeah.
They stopped to just toke up.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That explains why they're sleeping 10 minutes later.
Right.
Okay.
So they must be doing heroin then.
So-
They're doing a downer.
Well, even people who smoke weed get tired.
Well, we're not talking about weed. We're talking about some of the heavy stuff.
Coke
Coke is a stimulant.
We don't even know how heavy this shit is, though. We assume it's coke because
we don't even know this is our planet. You're right. This could be fucking Archon, whatever that fucking Beastmaster land was.
Yeah.
Coke. I don't know.
we don't know.
And so, yeah, they pull out. They have a stake. They punch it in the ground, and they tie Ilias to the stake.
Yeah, they're pretty good at knots, though. I will give them credit for that.
And
Tie
they're
'em
like,
up real
we're
good.
gonna go get high, you say. And then he's like, and then we get a little exposition from the
Beastmen.
Beastmen, like, oh, Crunchy rules the sun. I gotta get high. See it. And this takes off. So, cut to they're high all day because Mace is nighttime. Mace is literally, you can see him in the background of the shot. That's how close he is.
They're so confident in their victory. They go 100 feet, smoke up all fucking day, and they're getting ready. Everyone sleeps well in this movie, so they're like, we're gonna pass out. We're gonna sleep real good. Right. So
everyone's just fucking NyQuil. It's just everywhere.
Night has fallen. We got fucking Mace just creeping around, and he finds like there's piles of shit that have calcified, and he's like, I bet if I
didn't know what was going on with this scene. It was like he found like a rock that he wrapped in like rolling papers, maybe that's what it was.
You say rock, I saw that, I was like, that's a dried up turd.
Okay.
I could tell immediately. And he's like, I don't want to touch these with my hand, so he wraps them in like some kind of leaf.
Yeah, rolling papers.
Yeah, rolling papers. They left their rolling papers out. So he grabs a couple of them and then ties them to a loincloth. He hangs.
He tucks them into his shirt. I thought he was like, is he cross-dressing? He's trying to make his breasts. I don't know what was going on. I was confused.
Oh, it confused the Beastman. Be like, oh, look at these bad boys.
Yeah. He was going to do like a Bugs Bunny thing.
Dress up
like a woman. And
yeah, you probably had some like leftover blood somewhere. You could do like a little lipstick, and they don't even know what lipstick is, so they probably be like, what the fuck? I don't even know what's happening down below right now.
But no, he didn't do that, Griff. He just got some turd bombs.
Yeah, he goes over and he just sneaks right up. He frees Ilias, and
my hero.
The one guard wakes up, and so he stabs him. And Murray, first time ever, the person he stabbed, he threw a knife into him, and it hits him square. And he was quiet before, so he's not supposed to make a noise, but he fucking makes a noise.
Wow.
This Beastman does not understand the rules of being stabbed in the dark.
Right. Well, they're Fulci is breaking new ground in film with this. I didn't, wow. So, yeah, he actually makes noise when he gets stabbed, which wakes everybody up.
Yep. So Mace yells out for Ilias, don't be an idiot. Go get your bow. Get ready. We're about to fuck some shit up here. It's like, I'm going to cause a diversion. So he takes the turds, and he chucks them into the fire, which causes some fucking huge explosions. Like, wow.
What the hell was that? Whatever creature shit those out, what were they eating?
It's the same thing they make the cards out of in action movies. It's got to be.
Whatever it was, it made a huge explosion. So it's just stabbing, a little more stabbing.
I was confused by the fact that there's like the Beastmen who have like the dog snouts and everything. So we get shots of the bone chucks and everything. He's like hitting people with it. But then there's people that actually have like iron looking helmets with like the cross guards and everything. So I was like, well, how do they get these fucking helmets? Like, these guys don't even have weapons really. They're like fighting each other with bones and sticks. And now
it's called whatever was available at the props thing at the movie.
It was just so funny because they literally fight each other. Like, there's scenes where Mace stabs people with just like giant logs. Stabs people with them. Not even sharpened. They're just blunt logs that he stabs through people later on. So you'll like Mace. But yeah, there's the guy with the helmet. But those fucking bone chucks are so goddamn hard. He fucking hits that one guy and it crushes in his literal iron helmet, and it pierces his brain, and then he starts squirting out the blood. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, he basically, Ilias and Mace lay waste to the whole group. He kill them all.
Yeah.
So he cut to one escape though, because he ran back to Okran.
Always one. It was in the nighttime.
And we see him. He's splayed out on the same kind of grill Mongolian barbecue has.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And so he's splayed on that, and he's getting fried up.
Yep. You're throwing a couple eggs on there.
And Okran's like, you have failed me for the last time. And then the guys get the spatulas, and they're like getting the gristle of him off, and they throw him off the side. Put it, and then they go, hey, here's your bowl of rice. And she's just like, you guys can't handle it. I gotta go with the big dogs, no pun intended.
Zora. I don't understand what the pun is about to be here.
Zora. And so she calls to Zora by masturbating nude.
Dude, she's got this beautiful, it's like they killed that wonton or whatever it's called from Star Wars. The thing that
Tauntaun?
Yeah. And she's got this big fucking beautiful fur laid out that she lays on, and then she's got her snake out, and you just hear the moaning, and then we slowly walk in, like camera comes into the room to see that snake slithering over her.
And she's just like, Zora, come help me. And then we see it's like a corgi. It's not even like a vicious dog. It's like this.
I know. Out of all this intensity, this beautiful, like just charming, happy-looking dog just comes out.
It's like they couldn't like get a husky or like kind of wolf looking. It's a corgi, people, and she's just
maybe even like just use some. It was a white dog too. They could use some berries to like smash around its muzzle so it looked like it's been feasting.
And she's like scratching its chin, and then all of a sudden it just turns into this guy who apparently is Zora. How would you describe him? I couldn't even, like, when I was writing the notes, I'm like, what is this guy?
He looked like a 60s, weird villain type kind of guy. Something I would see in Star Trek where they would go to a planet and then you'd find this guy there and he'd be like... It
was like some kind of armor, like...
It was some kind of armor. I said it was like a woven banana leaf helmet that he has on, but just like Okran, he also has, like... a full mask, no eye holes for him, just little nose holes so he can breathe.
Well, we don't even know if it's a mask. He might be just a creature, like a metal creature.
That's true. He just might be a metal.
He's kind of like a Dr. Doom type character. And she's like, look, I need this guy killed. I'll blow you. I'll peg you. Whatever you want, Kazor. Whatever freaky shit you're into, I'll do it.
This looks like some kind of fucking hair metal video because she is like grinding on him. She's like putting her snake around him and she's like twerking on that shit. And she's going top notch like stripper hoe here. And he's just
he might be a monster, but he's also a man.
He was just like okay, like I don't know, is he used to puss being thrown at him so easily?
Yeah, maybe he is. I don't know how powerful Zora is.
I don't know. It's like, is it wet enough?
Okay, so we go back. What's Alias up to? He's talking with a Mace about Okran. Apparently he's got some history with Okran. I don't know.
I saw this and I was like, they fucked.
Is that it?
Mace has been running around.
Mace has fucked every woman on this planet.
Exactly. Mace has been running around for years. He looks like he's like maybe 40, 45. Let's go with 45. For the last 25 years, he's just been traveling and fucking. He's definitely
the Fonzie of this planet.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
I saw that windbreaker. That's rough.
Yeah, it was rough.
That was rough.
And so he's like, yeah, we got history. I don't know.
Kid, you okay. You haven't made it with the lady yet, right? Okay.
Not even in your dreams you haven't made it with a lady yet. Do you want to make it with a lady?
Yeah. Do you want to make it with a Don't go for Okran as your first. She will eat you up and spit you out.
Right.
Probably literally.
She's been around the block
multiple times. She skips around the block, and you're going to be struggling to fucking tie your shoes to get around the block.
And he's like, no, I am prophesized. I must do this. He's like, look, I'll take you half the way there.
Yeah, he like points to a mountain. He's like, I'll take you there, but I'm going to leave you at the doorstep. I'm not going with you.
Yeah, because he's like, I've been there. You don't want to go there.
Yeah. And he's like, I'll get over that mountain and I'll get her and I'm going to punish her real good. And Mace is just like, she'll actually be into that kid. She'll like that.
So while they're standing, he finally gets Mace to that halfway point, and he's just like, "Do you see that?"
They don't go straight to the halfway point. They're like, "All right, let's just continue on with their trip." They're just gonna walk in some aimless direction because they don't head towards where he tells them Okran is. They go off to the right towards the water or whatever.
Well, either way, he senses something. His bird people are his. I think they're birds.
Well, he just sees a bunch of birds flying around, and
we always know. Everybody knows that's a bad omen.
Yeah, he's
see
like,
a bird fly. Look out! Something bad's gonna happen.
And the camera angle had been shooting one way, and it's finally turned to their backs, and we see what they're looking at. Murray, they're in the reeds.
Uh-oh.
You can't be in the reeds in this movie.
No, you can't. You can't see the forest for the reeds. And so it's like, get down! And throws Ilias down. And then all of a sudden we see a lot of cartoon darts go flying over their heads.
They are so silly, yeah.
And then Mace has a great plan. It's like, all right, run! And they just start running.
3, 2, 1, run!
And they almost get away, but Ilias gets one little dart in the leg.
Yep, right in the thigh. And
just they happen to stumble on a boat.
Yep.
Boat's just sitting there.
Just a little wooden raft waiting for him.
And he's like, well, I went in wrong. Jump in the boat. They take off. They're like, we're safe. And then he notices that dart.
Yeah.
And he's like, holy shit, this is bad. I've gotten this before. We need some penicillin. I know where we can find some magic CBD oil. Hang in there. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
So while he's doing it, and then this is where we get some more Fulci because it's all about grossness. We get a lot of gross oozing pustules on.
Yeah.
A lot of close-ups of zits popping.
Oh, so gross. Too much. Didn't need to see it. And, of course, Ilias is just writhing in pain. He's just like, look, I know this feeling. I don't know how he knows this feeling, but he's like, it's poison. It's coursing through my veins. I know it. I've got maybe a day and a half to live. It's like, don't worry, I'll get you the fucking oils and it'll be okay. We'll run into some beastmen. We'll get whatever they fucking smoke. You'll be good as new.
So he leaves him by the fire. He's like, I'll be back with that CBD oil.
Yeah, they get to the outside of the village he was prophesying, telling him about, and he's like, just hang out here. And at this point, he's got like 9 more sores. He's sweating profusely. He's got, I like this shot. He's got like little ants on his face.
Yes, he's covered in ants.
It's like, why has he got ants on him?
I don't know, but God bless that actor because that would drive me crazy.
Yeah, I would have been
crawling on my face. And so he's like, all right, I'm gonna go to drain the swamp where we find the CBD oil.
Yes.
And he finds the swamp, and lo and behold, there happens to be some zombies there.
Yeah, you see him like grab handfuls of whatever leafy greens he found, and he's like, looks up. I don't know how Mace has survived so long because I've been thinking that he is just like attuned to the world, but clearly he's kind of an idiot. So he starts making his way back, and he gets jumped by fucking zombies. Hey, that's a theme from Spider-Man 2. There were zombies in that. So, yeah, yes. He gets fucking attacked by zombies.
And they're about as slow as zombies are in movies. But so he grabs a stick. He does have his bone chucks on him.
He did?
Why wouldn't he?
I thought he left them back at the fire.
You don't leave. You have bone chucks. You don't leave them.
Yeah, but I didn't think he got them until he went back to the bonfire. Bonfire. There we go.
All I know is he just starts swinging a big log everywhere. And
yeah.
I'm not talking about his junk. And this was a very boring fight. He just stabs some throws him on like a broken limb. And
yeah, it was again, like I brought up earlier, he's using this giant log and just stabbing these zombies through the heart with it. And he realizes, like, after he hits one, he bonks another and it just keeps getting back up. And he realizes the one he stabbed through the heart isn't getting back up. So he's like, oh, okay. So he finds a bunch of logs. It just so happens there's a bunch of driftwood nearby, so he just keeps stabbing them. And boring
as we described it. And then he makes it back to our boy Ilias. He's like, I got the CBD oil. Quick, I only have mere minutes to live. And then for some reason Mace he grabs a rock.
Yeah, because Ilias is just like, I just put me out of my misery. And Mace goes, okay. And then he's got that fucking rock over his head.
We're like, what the fuck? Why is Mace going to kill Ilias? And then out of nowhere, another Mace tackles our Mace. Or is he our Mace?
I don't know anymore. I don't know what to believe in this world anymore.
And we see 2 Maces going mace to face.
Mace to face.
And one's got a stick, one's got bone chucks. They're just going back and forth.
Very Star Trek-esque fight.
There's the music. Dun, 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 dun. And our one Mace gets the better of the other one, and he's got like a stick with like a Y shape, and he pins him on his neck. And we learn that the one that's pinned down, that's
the doppelganger.
Yeah, he's not Mace. That's Zora.
That's Zora. Yeah, he slowly starts like transforming, and then we see that fucking woven mask that he's wearing, and he's just like, oh, then he just disappears.
Right.
Crazy shit, man.
And he comes back, and he's like, he's playing the long game with Okran. It's like, I could have stopped him if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But
the sun got in my eyes.
Well, the sun is in everyone's eyes if you're watching this movie because, like I said, we're not in the fog. We're staring literally in the sun. And so everything about the Okran scenes is, like you said, Griffin, 80s metal video, because he's sitting up on a throne, she's writhing on his leg, there's snakes everywhere.
So many snakes, and she just tells them, she's realizes this is their only path to victory. So, again, writhing, doing everything, trying to please them.
She understands the power of the puss, because she's like, you must not fail. Strike him down, return to pleasure me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then he pops a Zora boner, and we cut away.
We go back. Ilias is all healed up. He's taking like the little bits of leaves off him, and he's just like, I'm good as fuck.
Literally just laid like leaves on him.
He's wiping the ants off, like blowing his nose, and just ants shooting out of it. And this is where they're gonna part ways finally. He's gonna go up to Okran's mountain lair, and Mace is just like, I'm not gonna join you.
Good luck with that. I got other things to do.
There's
another village over here. I know this chick, and he's like, well, at least take this bow.
Like, you did so much for me. You saved my life. I need you to take this bow. It's like, I can't do that, brother.
No. He's
like, all I'll take from you is a handshake and a wink.
She's like, I'll take it from your dead body, but I'm not going to take it from you.
It's his animal code.
And so he's just like, well, okay, well, may we meet again someday. And they separate as friends.
Yeah, we see like Ilias. I think he might have hopped on their little raft again and goes upstream.
Yes,
and we follow Mace.
Right.
And I was like, I didn't know Mace was the main character. I thought it was Ilias. I thought we'd be following Ilias.
Exactly.
So we're following Mace, and he's just walking through. He already fought zombies last night, and as we know, zombies, they chirp like birds to communicate with each other.
I don't know what these were supposed to be. They were covered in cobwebs.
They're literally, with the subtitles, they're like zombies chirping. Okay. I'm dead serious. I was like, I hope Murray's got subtitles
I didn't
on.
Have it on. I didn't have
but yeah, zombies chirping. And I died. I paused
and they're kind of like hidden in these, because he's like at the shore, like these big rock formations, and they're like hiding in the crevices, blatantly out in the open. But we just learned Mace isn't too bright.
He really isn't. I don't know how we survived. Dumb luck.
Right.
And this reminds me of a scene. You never watched it, but a good friend Pigeon will know what I'm talking about. It is a Power Rangers fight. Oh, actually, no. You kind of get the idea because of Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yes.
And there's probably all kinds of other shows like it.
Basically every Japanese kid.
I was going to say, yeah.
Well, it's great you said that, because the next thing we hear is Spider Net! And then these zombies jump out with a net, and they hit Mace so hard his wig almost gets knocked off. And he's just struggling. And while that's going on, we cut back to Ilias, and he's just like, I just can't quit him. And he just turns that boat around and makes a beeline back for the shore where he left Mace.
Yeah. So now the zombies have Mace. He's tied up. He's spread eagle. They're going to do some fun things.
Yeah, they got him like almost crucified, but it's on an axe.
Yeah. And there's a zombie leader, and he doesn't just speak zombie. He's not just chirping. He actually speaks English too. So he's like, "Where's your friend? You know, the one that's."
Where is your friend?
Curious, it seems to me, if I've got my score. But, guys, have we decided? Is he full gay or is he bi? They're keeping tabs on him. They're really curious.
What would they prefer?
They don't. Well, you see, the zombies, they know they're not going to get fucked. But they work.
If you're a zombie, I think your dick would be the first thing to fall off.
I'm going to guess so. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what. This is one of those questions these movies like to propose to us. Like,
are these zombies? I don't know what these creatures were. They were literally covered in cobwebs.
Called zombies. Okay. I don't know why, but that was literally what they were.
Because they had
called.
these weird kind of glass eyes. I don't know. It was ugly looking.
It was bizarre.
And they're like, "Tell me or die in the water," because they're gonna just throw them over the edge because they're right at the shoreline.
Yep.
And then just as they're about to do that, Mace, I'm here, Mace. I'm not afraid anymore.
I didn't know it was about fear. He's like getting ready to go fight the baddest bitch in all the land, and this makes him not afraid. Murray, it is about him being gay.
Right. He found his
I'm
true love.
not afraid of being
who I am.
Yeah.
And I found my true love, you.
So maybe,
and that's why the fucking
zombies.
No, that's why the bow and arrow works the magical way now. Because he pulls back the string. This is straight out of the 80s Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, because they had a guy who had a bow and arrow like this.
Go Go ahead.
He pulls the string back, and then like
a laser forms. Yeah,
laser arrow, and the bow starts gliding up.
Yeah.
And he shoots it, and like you said, he just splooges arrows. Like, they just go flying everywhere. You don't need to practice with this bow and arrow at all.
This is why they would keep on tabs on if you were gay or straight. Because admitting, like, coming to the realization that he was gay allowed him to shoot the laser bow.
It's a laser money shot.
So
splatters everywhere.
They were probably throwing Uza at him, pushing women at him to get him to go to the hetero lifestyle where he wouldn't have harnessed the power of Kronos' bow. So what we've learned is Kronos was also gay. That's why he handpicked Ilias to be the bow's next wielder.
All falls into place.
We've solved this movie. I feel like half the movies we figure out that the hero's gay.
Every action movie, especially 80s, had homoerotic subtext to it. It's just, when you think about it.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's just fucking splooging on these zombies, like hitting them left and right.
Yeah, but he is so thrilled with murder that he's not paying much attention to Mace, his old buddy Mace, who helped him unlock his power. And Mace just gets pushed over, and we watch a dummy fall into the water.
Right.
And he's tied up still, so it's like, well, okay, Mace is going to die.
And he technically does, because he sinks right down to the bottom, and we're like, oh, shit, he's goner. And then we see something to splash in the water. At first, I thought it was Ilias. Like,
yeah, I thought it was Ilias. I was like, okay, Ilias has done murdering things, but instead of jumping into the water, we see him do, you can say the hawk walkway or the Snoopy sad walking while staring at your feet. We just see Ilias, after murdering everybody, walking down the beach, sad looking at his feet. Why didn't you jump in the fucking water?
Maybe he didn't see it. I don't know.
Maybe. But anyways, in the water.
So in the water. No, it wasn't Ilias. It was dolphins. And we learned that Mace has a special relationship. He's a Beastmaster.
He's a Beastmaster.
And these dolphins, I mean, I guess they eventually do help him, but they do it the slowest way possible.
Dolphins love this kind of thing, you know? They're saving it for the very last second to build up that tension. They
go down, they nibble a little at his bonds, and then they go up for air.
You know what it reminded me of? Little Shane and Kane, the ferrets. Because they were awesome. They would just do the little nibbles.
Right. Well, the difference is Mace can't breathe underwater, so he's dying. And there's nibble. Oh, I got to get some more air. Dolphin has to get air. So Dolphin goes up, gets more air, comes back down. But at this point, Mace has to be dead.
Dude, he's maybe all that fucking smelly women. Again, he's fucking in the mud and everything. Mud, shit, filth. So I think he holds his breath while he fucks. He's exerting energy, and he's holding his breath. So he's probably got a huge lung capacity.
Probably. Well,
that explains it. And don't even try to dispute that.
He had some huge pecs. So you don't say about huge pecs, huge lungs.
That's right. I knew that up and down.
And
I don't think even Neil Breen and Neil deGrasse Tyson could argue that.
And eventually, after about 8-9 minutes, they eventually release him from his bonds.
So we go back over to Ilias, like I said, moping along the beach, just kicking rocks, and just like, man, I wish I had my friend again. Then you hear something sploosh out of the water, and turns around, Mace!
Runs to him, gives him a big old wet kiss, literally, because Mace just pukes up fucking all that fucking seawater from his lungs.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're alive! Yes. Let's go kill that bitch.
Oh man, where do they go? Is this when they start making their way to Okran's cave?
Yes.
And then they like, okay, we've been traveling for a long time. We're just gonna go ahead, put us up a nice fire, and get us a nap.
Well, no, he says, Mace says, we attack at night.
Okay.
So they let's just chill out, you know.
Okay.
Because by nighttime, they're so fucked up on coke.
That's right. They party all fucking all
the time. Party all the time.
Party all the time.
So, and okay, so they're going to do that. And then I kind of...
It's so hard.
Much like The Fog, I'm hazed out on this.
Yeah, again, anytime you go into a sleeping scene in this movie, something bad's happening. And... Ilias is a lucid dreamer. He has these crazy fucking
Among
dreams.
other dreams, yeah.
And now that he has his homeboy is back from the dead, he has realized his true, sexuality, feelings, all that. He's feeling really good, And so he's having this fucking crazy dream, and he's feeling things. He's getting real. Boy, he's waking up with a sploosh. Yeah, but his dreams often come somehow true. And so what happens is they're just sleeping up above a trap door, apparently, because...
Well, we see a little hairy little hand grab
that's
his
right.
ankle.
It shoots through the Earth's crust and grabs him and pulls him through. I don't even know.
Apparently paid a lot of money for this set, so they had to reuse it a few times.
Several times, yeah.
Mace is like, well, we see a hole, you got to jump in it. That's the words I live by. You see a hole, you got to jump in it.
That's the words this whole fucking world lives by. Again, the elder of that cave society was like, my butthole's still in play, guys. Like,
so dives in there, and this is like choose your own adventure scene, because the scene is so dark that you can make up whatever scenario you guys want. We'll let you guys decide what happens in this next scene.
All I know is there's snarling and there's jumping, and Ilias, sometimes you can make out like his hair, and that's about it. And I don't even know how Mace comes to realize like Ilias is gone.
Because I'll tell you why. Because he finally takes care of all the beastmen, and he's walking and he feels something drip on him, and he looks and it's blood, and he looks up and it's fucking Ilias's headless body hanging by his feet.
What?
Yes.
How did I miss this?
Yes.
I must have been too busy writing about the last fucking crazy scene that happened to
because
notice this.
You had to create your own adventure, so you were just, your imagination went wild. You were just like, you probably wrote 10 pages of what happens in this scene.
Jesus Christ.
And then I was like, holy shit, this is what I was not expecting.
Yeah.
I'm like, I thought he was the hero of the fucking movie.
In the first half, this is what I was talking about. I said this movie has some interesting twists to it, and it works. It works really well. So, do we follow Mace into the hole, or do we go straight to Ilias?
We cut to Zora.
Okay,
and he's got Ilias's head in his hand. He's like,
okay,
where's my blowjob? Here it is. And he throws it to Okran.
He's already got his dick out.
And it's like metal studded too.
That's
and she's like, "Oh, you're so hot, Zora. But first, I got to get high off these brains." So she's just about to like split his skull with that brain.
Yeah,
get that brain, and then Ilias's eyes open.
Oh my god, this was some freaky shit here.
And then we learn that he slayed his body, but his soul lives on. He can still fulfill the omen. I don't know how. I don't know what that means. He's just a head now. I don't know why his head's alive. I don't know, and we don't know because we never go back to it.
There's a little bit of the magic mysticism happening here, and I mean, it's a headless body.
I guess apparently the prophecy was that only Ilias could kill her, and so now we need this out by saying, well, he's still technically alive, I guess.
I don't know.
I didn't understand this.
Again, this goes into my theory that he's some godlike figure.
Well, he's the prophecy. And so we cut back to Mace. He's got the body still.
Okay, yeah. This was...
Apparently he's still in that cave that he just found the body. I don't know where he is.
I like reversed back a little bit to see what the fuck was going on with his headless body, and then I realized it was that dark scene, and I was like, I'm not going to figure out anything here. I should have gone back a little bit further to see his now headless body. But, yeah, so we got Mace doing the Viking funeral, because he's got his whole corpse. He's frying it up here. And, of course, he didn't kill it, so do you think he's a cannibal, too?
Hey, he could be.
He said, like, hey, man, you got to survive in these climates. So he might be into...
Well, in a way, he does absorb Ilias, because we hear, like, in a voiceover, we hear somehow Ilias had the power of Kronos, who was the most powerful gay man on the planet.
Yes. And
he's like, if you rub my ashes on your body... much like peck jelly, that I will become power. You will become my power.
I forgot about that because he within an hour or two, his whole body has turned to ashes now, and he does take those ashes and just rub them all over. Right. Yeah,
it was like Stone Age peck jelly.
Yeah,
I mean, we know how much peck jelly gives you power.
Exactly.
And actually, keep this to yourself, people listening. That was the origin of peck jelly. It actually was from Kronos' ashes.
Wow.
So, yeah, he's just ashing up, and we just go, all right, he's out, it's ready to kill Okran. So we cut to, I guess it's the morning.
Well, it's about to be morning, and the sun's
Yeah.
about to rise. So Okran's, of course, going out to.
She's like, the rubes are out there.
know.
Time to earn some scratch.
Time to earn the scratch. Deep State is lying. I raise the sun. That's my power. It's my lot in life.
And all these rubes know no better, so they're just bowing before her.
And then you got Mace standing on like his own little cliffside, like a mile or two away, and he shouts out to Okran, and somehow with the power, maybe with the ash power or something, maybe it's Kronos and Ilias have lent him their voices as well. He manages to shout out, and they all hear him, and he's just like, "Hey, I have the power of the bow now." And then he summons the bow from the cave. And you see the bow flying across on the little string.
And he grabs it, and like He-Man, he goes, "I have the power!" And then he starts fucking bow splooging on all the fucking dogmen.
Yeah, the dogmen charge at him, and he's just splooging them all in the face, and they're just like, "Oh, it's so gross. I just don't want to fight anymore. It's just too icky." I mean, they got all that hair, and you got splooge on the face. It's like, you don't want to do anything after that.
And then
Okran just transports somewhere. She just...
Well, she goes back to her lair, I think.
Yeah, but she does it like I Dream of Genie Lady, the genie, where she just nods, and then she's in her lair again.
I thought she did. Well, you couldn't see because of the mask. She did like Bewitched, where she winkles her nose, but you couldn't see that because she was wearing a mask.
Exactly.
But you did hear the tinkle, tinkle, tink.
Yep, I know that sound effect.
And then, she's in her lair, and fucking Mace's like, I don't fucking care. Just shoots the arrow, it goes through the fucking mountain.
Yeah, she reveals that Zora has abandoned her. We see that Zora has turned into the Pomeranian or whatever he was again, and he's like, bark, and then leaves.
Bark.
Walk. But yeah, Mace.
He just goes, "Adiosi, Bella Lugosi," and takes off.
It wasn't that good.
He was basically a poodle with a karate black belt on.
Oh,
He takes off.
Oh, no. The first dog black belt or whatever John DeHart said about his poodle. Oh, that he jammed into the fucking movie just so it could be in there. Oh, God.
So he takes off, and then...
Yeah, the first shot. Mace is still on that cliffside. He's 2 miles away, and she's got the structure of caves surrounding her, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't.
No, he's got the trifecta. He's got the power of 2 men assisting from within him. So yeah, he shoots her right through that cave, and it just explodes her mask.
Right, and we learn from Beastmaster, Witch got a hot body, face not so good, and she's got a monster face, and she's like, ah! And then all of a sudden he appears.
He's just there.
Well, maybe he put a hole through the wall with that arrow so he can walk through it.
That's a good point. Maybe he did.
And he's like, "It's time to die, bitch."
And, he sees those sweet tits, and he's just like, I've seen better. And so he shoots her in the tits.
And that kills her.
That's going to kill you. Yep,
or does it, Griff? Because then she turns into a wolf.
Yeah, and then she chases after Zora.
Yes, Zora the Pomeranian.
they just walk
And then
off.
apparently they're setting up a sequel. Maybe I don't know why they thought this could get a sequel, but it was like maybe.
It's a strong story. I don't know.
They just scamper off, and then we just see our man Mace, like every classic action hero, just walks off literally into the sunset. 'Cause the sun is blasting our eyes.
Now, if you were to make a sequel for this movie,
I wouldn't.
What would you? You have been given $8 million. And
so 100 times the budget of this movie?
Exactly. And they said, we need you to spin us a 90-minute movie. We don't give a shit if it's good or not. We just want to make a couple action figures. Who do you center it around?
Mace, of course.
Of course. And what's he chasing after now?
We'll see.
It's just him going down to town. Right. You could do like a Monster of the Week type movie.
You got to get Zora and Okran. They escaped. We got to get our revenge.
You got to get revenge on them.
Because really, he didn't get his revenge because his I don't know what their relationship was with Ilias but his buddy got killed and he didn't get revenge.
I want to flip the script here. I want to do it about the goblin people hunting down Mace for just murdering him, the goblin folk, for no reason, just to steal their fucking food. I would love to see that.
So you want to see our hero become the villain?
I kind of do. Maybe Zora and Okran come across the goblin society and they hang out with them and they're just like, oh, these cool dogs are hanging out with us now, and they're like whisper to the one impressionable little goblin, and he's like, we can give you great power if you just kill Mace for us. And then maybe they take it a step too far and you get to flip the script and Mace is the hero again. But
well, Lucio Fulci, I think you're dead, but if you're not and you're listening,
Merman Productions,
call us.
we're all ears. We're all ideas.
All ideas.
I mean, we can keep all the sexual themes too, if you would like, Luch.
Damn right we will.
Yeah.
So, year's over with, Griff. That's our last episode of 2020. This shitty year is finally over with. I think
exhausting is the word I would use to describe it. Boring.
Nothing good about 2020.
Yeah. I feel like we've been pretty fortunate.
I think the people listening have been fortunate.
Good point.
Yeah, we've been lucky so far. I mean, we're still not out of the woods yet.
Right.
I cannot see the forest for the trees yet.
For sure.
I can't wait till my mom can get a fucking vaccine because I'm worried about her more than me. But still, yeah, I think we've turned the corner. Rounded that corner. So January we're gonna celebrate with some huge superstars, Griff. We gotta go get our bread and butter.
The dream team of action movies.
Right. People we love to talk about and we love to shit on too. So we're going to talk about heroes to us and villains to us and heroes to others, but villains to us. And I think next week we got to start off with. I know Stuart's going to be happy to hear this because he loves when we do this guy's movies. We're going to do. I'm torn because he taught me a lot about life.
Yep.
He is my sensei.
He gave you your hairstyle.
Gave me my hair back.
Yep.
I'm talking about my man Zen Master Steven Seagal.
Of course.
We're going to do the first movie he ever, before he even got the Nang Chen ponytail.
I still have not seen this movie.
We're talking about Above the Law. It's good. It's got Dr. Pam Grier as his partner in it.
That's right, yeah.
We got our favorite villain. No sugar! It makes me crazy!
I forgot about him. Oh, he's so fucking good. I hope there's a coffee breakdown in this movie, too. Oh, God. There's got to be a convenience scene store. Seagal always has a convenient or liquor store
I'm
party
pretty sure
store
there
scene.
is like a bar scene where he's got to beat up someone.
Yeah, there's always a scene like that where someone coming to rob it. Oh, yeah, I can't wait.
Right. So we're starting off 2021 with a bang.
2021.
2020? I said 2021.
I heard 2020.
You heard what?
I heard 2020.
Oh, well, either way, we're starting a year off with a bang with Above the Law. See you next year. Keep it warm.